Hi, welcome to my new video for beginners. How to draw buildings using one-point perspective. Are you ready? Here we go. We start by drawing the horizon line. I draw the horizon line as a straight line parallel to the top and bottom edges of the paper. And this point will be our vanishing point in this drawing. In one-point perspective, the vanishing point should always be on the horizon line, not above or below. Well, so far we've applied two rules of one-point perspective, the horizon line and the vanishing point. You can't draw in perspective without them. Okay, imagine you are standing in the middle of a street and looking up. What can be seen? Buildings are reaching for the sky and getting smaller, right? Now we're going to draw this on paper. First, I draw a straight line parallel to the horizon line. This will be the top edge of a building. Now, starting from the vanishing point, I draw a straight line towards the bottom of the paper, passing through the left endpoint of the last line I drew. Now draw a line for the right side. If you find it difficult to draw straight lines, you can use a ruler. Okay, good. Now let's draw the second building. Again, I draw a line parallel to the horizon line. And as I did with the first building, I draw a straight line passing through the right and left endpoints of the line. Now I will draw the side of the building. Please watch carefully. This line should be drawn parallel to the left and right edges of the paper and at right angles to the horizon line. Using the same rules, let's draw the other building. Okay, good. As you can see, there is a gap between the buildings. You don't have to do this. You can draw the buildings side by side without leaving any gap between them. It depends on you and the street you are drawing. Let's add more buildings using the same rules. As we continue to draw, let's talk a little about perspective. When defining what a horizon line is, you'll sometimes see it defined as a visual boundary where sky separates from land or water. This definition is partly correct. In art, this line is best defined as eye level. As you can see in this drawing, there is only sky. There is no land or water. So we cannot speak of a visual boundary where the sky separates from land or water. For this reason, I prefer to define the horizon line as eye level. Of course, this is just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, now I will draw the buildings above using the same rules. Okay, now they all look like boxes, right? How do we make them look like real buildings? Yes, by adding windows. For this, I first draw something like a frame. It would be good if the windows were inside this frame. And when I add them, I use the rules of perspective again. I don't forget to use the vanishing point. Well, now I'm going to divide this frame into pieces. How many pieces you divide it into is up to you. Don't forget to use vanishing point. Now I'm going to divide the frame horizontally. The lines should be straight and parallel to the horizon line. Here, another rule of perspective comes into play. Objects become smaller as they move away from us. Therefore, the distance between the horizontal lines should increase as you go down. The spaces between the lines should not be equally wide. Since I want to give the building some depth, I'll add shading to the edges of the frame. The edges closer to me should be thicker. The shading should become thinner as it moves away from me. Okay, it looks better. Now the other building. This time I won't draw a frame for the windows. I will draw only horizontal and vertical lines. I will make sure that the horizontal lines are parallel to the horizon line, and the vertical lines will be perpendicular to the horizon line. Good. Now the other building. The types and sizes of windows are up to your imagination. Draw them any way you like. Just draw the horizontal lines parallel to the horizon line. When you draw the sides of the buildings, draw the vertical lines perpendicular to the horizon line. I will draw the windows of all the buildings in the same way, but it will take some time. I am speeding up the video a bit here so as not to waste your time. Always draw your lines softly and lightly so that you can see them. This way, if you make a mistake, you can easily correct it. Give your lines the darkness they deserve at the end of your drawing. Okay, so far I've done what I need to do with perspective. Now I need to add detail and light and shadow to the drawing. But since the subject of this video is perspective, I will not give detailed information about light and shadow. Light and shadow is a subject in itself with its own rules and tips. Just to give you an idea about light and shadow, I will show you quickly. Since you're a beginner, I suggest using 2B or 3B soft pencils to draw the main objects in your work. This way you can easily erase any mistakes you make. For dark or shaded parts of your drawing, use 4B and 5B soft pencils. You can also use a 0.5B pencil for fine details and parts that need to be sharp. Here's a top tip for you about light and shadow. Shade from light to dark, but do it softly. Start by shading your drawing with 2B or 3B pencils, gradually darkening your shading as you go. For the darker areas at the end, use 4B or 5B pencils. It's best to start with soft touches and gradually turn them into harder strokes. Basically, the shading should go from soft to hard and from light to dark. You don't need to use expensive pencils or paper right now. You're still learning, so an ordinary paper and pencil will be fine. But it's important to use good quality paper and pencil for professional drawings in the future. Okay, that's all. What do you think? Thank you for watching my video. There are many other videos about building drawing on my channel. Please take a look. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you again. Bye.